in their positions out of 22. That'll tell you the kind of year it's been. Many injuries for the Cardinals. Gain of 7 by Morris. It'll be second down and 3. The ball up to 32. Both wide receivers, Woolley and Stowe, out to the left. And here comes Zonka. Zonka over the 40 to the 41. First down, Miami. And Holloway's counterpart, Don Shula, what can you say? 5 times the coach of the year. He's gunning for it again. He took the Baltimore Colts to the Super Bowl. He took the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. The big prize has eluded Don Shula this year here in Miami. They think that Don Shula will come up with the big win, of course, the Super Bowl. First down, Miami, moving from their own 41. Again, the wide receiver. Quilly, 81, Stowe, 82, move out to the left. Tight end, 80, Marv Fleming, the bottom of your screen. And the attempt was to Stowe, working against number 8, Larry Wilson.
And that brings up again the story of the absence of a Cardinal pass rush. The Cardinals, and people in the NFL know this, have one of the best defensive secondary groups in the National Football League. Miller Farr, Roger Worley, Larry Wilson, Norm Thompson. But, and let's watch in slow motion as that pass rush can't penetrate. Because of the absence of the pass rush, these fine receivers have had trouble defending, and they've allowed a 63% completion average against them throughout the season. And it's not really their fault.
Just underway in the Orange Bowl, you're watching the undefeated Miami Dolphins. They have 2 first downs, second down and 10 from the 41, and Morrill is in trouble, and Don Brum nails Morrill back inside of his own 30 at the 28.
If you call that a sack, Frank, which I think you must, that's only their 11th sack as a team this year.
And contrasted with Miami's 24.
I think one of the significant things tonight, Howard, will be the offensive line for Miami because they do have a good one. Kuchenberg and Little are the guards. Jim Langer is the center. These guys open up some holes. They protect that quarterback, and you love to see it. The tackles are Cruson and Evans. And Marv Fleming, the tight end, is a good blocker for him, too.
Right now, Don is third down and 22. Mandich has come in at tight end. Briscoe is in, a one-wide receiver. Morrow with a lot of time, but finally just about nailed as he just gets the ball away. Flag was down at the 40-yard line.
Well, I want to see that one again. I want you to call your instant replay because Earl's arm was hit, as you pointed out, Frank, as he threw it. It's nowhere close to target. I believe they are going to call an interference. Let's see which side it's going to be on. And it is against the Cardinals. A tough break for the Cardinals because who was the intended receiver? Could you see? Anyway, whoever he was fell down, and they were trying to get up and get it again. Let's see what that call is.
Personal foul.
Earl had plenty of time, but he can't really find anybody open. Now let's watch him. I believe that is either Don Brum or I believe that's Brum that comes right there at the last. And just as he throws, you can see that ball kind of squirt out there. Ball was almost intercepted by Stallings. It appears to me that it's a... Is that call a personal foul call? Personal foul. That means it was... He did something.
That's what they called it.
Yeah, he's not supposed to do something out there.
First down, Miami. They're at the 44-yard line. Coming back into the game is the regular tight end, Marv Fleming. Wide receivers are 81, Quilly. Top of your screen, 82 is Otto Stowe, the second-year man from Iowa State. And here comes Mercury Morris. Larry Little out in front, and coming up quickly to make the stop is Miller Farr, number 20. Morris getting back just about to the line of scrimmage. And you saw Larry Little, and he was voted for the past 2 years by the Players Association as the best offensive lineman in football. Watch him pull.
He's number 66, and look at 67 behind him. That's Kuchenberg. They're really very proud of their pulling guards here. It looks like to me Stallings is pressuring in here. And you saw number 20, Miller Farr, come up, so they may have taken a little bit too deep a drop that last time.
1 second down and 10 from the Dolphins 44. Flag down at the middle of the line of scrimmage, and that generally indicates holding. We'll wait for the official call, but when you see that flag go down in the middle of the line of scrimmage, that's generally the call. And that's exactly what it is.
Well, they've been pressuring Earl a little bit more than we expected.
Of
course, what Shula's going to have to watch out for is a letdown in his team. They've clinched already in their conference, and they've still got, including tonight, 4 games to go. And Frank Gifford knows something about that as we watch the penalty paced off against the Dolphins. Let's watch for the referee's signal now. Yes, holding. Now, Frank, you remember when your Giant team, of which you remember, clinched very early, and you know what the problems were.
One of the problems, as we watch head coach Don Shula, is keeping the momentum going, and that's what he said. We are going to play our regulars, and we are going to go with our best, but we would like to have other players playing. Second down now and 25, the ball at the 29-yard line of the Dolphins, following the holding penalty. No score from the Orange Bowl in Miami. The draw call to Mercury Morris. And he's tripped up, getting back to about the 34.5-yard line, where it'll be third down and about 20. What a year Mercury Morris has had as he starts to go to the sidelines. Jim Kick comes in, and instead of Mercury Morris coming out comes Larry Zonka. But Mercury Morris with 5.5 yards per pop, 11 touchdowns, trails only Emerson Boozer in that department, with 639 yards. Okay, third down and 19. The screen goes out to Jim Kick. Gets a good block, breaks loose. Over the 40 to the 42, but he'll be far short of the first down. That block was by number 66, Larry Little. Bob Rowe, number 75, got over along with Dale Hackbart, number 49, to make the stop for the Cardinals.
Good defensive play that last time by Larry Stallings, who actually was right in the middle of that screen. He slowed Kick down. There's my old partner that's just been activated this week, Billy Lothridge.
Boy, he has been around, Don.
He has, the kid from Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck.
D for Roger Worley, 22, 85 Mel Gray, and both of these men can fly, particularly Mel Gray, a 9-2 sprinter. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Apparently the Cardinals have turned back the Dolphins in their first offensive attempt. And Worley showing a lot of courage at the 24-yard line. Roger Worley in his 4th year out of Missouri, and we'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this message.
What's behind Panasonic's Quadricolor TV? 4 technological advances to help you get the most out of color. 1, a modular chassis with sections that snap out and in for quick and easy replacement. 2, 100% solid state. In Panasonic's Quadricolor TV, the only tube is the picture tube. Everything else is reliable transistors and integrated circuits. 3, a black matrix picture tube. Each little color dot is surrounded by black. This makes colors sharper and more vivid. 4, easy controls that make it this easy to unscramble the picture and correct color, tint, brightness, and contrast. To help you remember these 4 technological advances, Panasonic named it Quadricolor, a name that stands for our latest development in color TV. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
9 minutes and 50 seconds remain to be played in the first quarter. The St. Louis Cardinals on your right, the Miami Dolphins on the left. The Cardinals stopped the first offensive attempt of the Miami Dolphins. They now take over 1st and 10. They'll move from their own 24, and here is another much-traveled football player, number 10, or the number 15, Gary Quazzo, in his 10th year. Coming in motion. As up the middle goes number 44, Donnie Anderson. He's nailed there by Bill Stanfill.
Here's a good shot. Manny Fernandez, let's take a look at him. Number 75. Straightens up the guard. Watch him move down that line. Got some help there by Bill Stanfill, number 84 also.
Gain of about 2. The ball resting now at the 31. It'll be second down and 8. Offensive wide receivers. 84 is Walker Gillette. And this is the pass. Quazzo to Gillette. He fumbles the ball. Well, Tim Foley had the ball once. Did it get away? It did, and it's picked up by Dick Anderson, number 40.
What a money player that Dick Anderson is. He's got a nose for the football. Fans will remember the interception and touchdown run in the playoff game against Baltimore last year. This year, a key interception on Namath, the pickup of a fumble by Cliff McLean in the big game against the Jets a week ago. Picking off a Mike Garrett muff, moving in for a key touchdown against San Diego. Anderson is not a no-name. He's a quality football player. Number 40.
First and 10 for the Dolphins. They move now in the Cardinals' 29-yard line. Here comes Morris. Morris just getting back to the line of scrimmage, met there by Mark Arneson, the middle linebacker for the Cardinals. Mark Arneson, a rookie from Arizona, forced into action really by head coach Bob Holloway when Mike McGill was injured, Jamie Rivers were injured, and the rookie has shown a lot of promise. Not big, 6'2", 220. Morris, in fact, loses a yard. The ball resting now just over the 30. It'll be second down and 11. Morris again. Here comes Kuchenberg, number 67, with the block. And look at him go. Out of bounds at the 25.5-yard mark goes Mercury Morris.
Don Brum did a heck of a job that time, stringing it out from his defensive end position. He was playing off his block, kept his feet, forced Morris out wide. When you do that, it enables the secondary, and as Howard pointed out, they're one of the best in the business. Come up, closed out that play, didn't pick up much yardage at all.
All right, Jim Kick has come in, replacing Mercury Morris, probably for added passing strength. Third down and 7, the ball at the 25.5-yard mark. Stowe goes out to the left. He's met there by Norm Thompson. Out to the right goes Howard Twilley, picked up by Miller Farr. The tight end is on the left side. All the way down to the 8-yard line goes Howard Twilley. And this man sometimes is amazing.
Really pretty, Frank. It looks like he has one-on-one. That with Farr, you see Kick coming out of the backfield to pull the linebacker Stallings out. There's a big hole in there. You may have noticed that before that game, Zonka went up and set outside the tight end, called a trip set. That brought Larry Wilson and Roger Worley over, put him one-on-one with Farr.
Third and goal, the ball at the 8-yard mark. It stays in with Zonka, and Kick with a fine block springs Zonka around to the 5 and down to the 4. All conference last year, Bob Greasy. And he's getting around good, Howard.
Yes, he is getting around very good indeed, and I think he's going to be back very, very shortly. But Morrill has done such a marvelous job. Let's take a look at this last play. The block by Kick, number 21, to the right of your screen. There you see it. And you see Zonka trying to turn that corner. But you see a superb job done by number 22, Roger Whaley.
It's second down and goal. The ball's at the 5. Here comes Zonka straight ahead, following Jim Langer, Larry Little, and Bob Kuchenberg, the middle of the offensive line for the Dolphins. Bob Holloway, who has been credited with having built the Minnesota Vikings defense, where he spent 4 years with head coach Bud Grant.
Well liked by his team members.
Don Merle's got a tough call right here. It's third down. Well, it's a long 2.
I still give it to Zonka.
That isn't all that tough, is it? When you want a 237-pound fullback. Well, let's see. The 2 tight ends are in. Mandich has come in, number 88. Marv Fleming, number 80. This is the veteran Earl Morrill. He gives it to Kick. And look at Kick.
You give it to Kick right behind Zonka, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Because that Zonka laid a good block over
Give
him.
that young man, John, so much credit. It's not been a happy year for him. He's been supplanted by Mercury Morris because Shula wanted the wide running threat.
Look at this. Little leads out. Watch Zonka's block, number 39. Kick just lowers his head. He gets number 43, Norm Thompson, and takes him on in with him.
This is a happy team. That's the point I wanted to make. Despite the fact that Kick, as a Cardinal, seems to be injured there on the field, despite the fact that Kick has been supplanted by Morris, there's a togetherness on this club that's terrific. Number 58, Terry Miller, appears to be the injured Cardinal linebacker, swung into action because of the injury last week to Jeff Staggs that sidelined him for the rest of the season. As Frank told you earlier, Holloway has been beleaguered by terrible fortune all year long. the form of injuries, and out goes Terry Miller.
Larry Wilson was telling me today they've had 58 players this year. Is that right?
59.
All right, Terry Miller has moved off to the sidelines. Gary Yepremian has come on to attempt the conversion. Earl Morrow will do the holding. 5:57 remaining in the first quarter. The Dolphins out in front first. A little sidewinder. Set an NFL record a few years ago at Detroit. And he drills it. The Miami Dolphins lead the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0 on a beautiful night for football from the Orange Bowl in Miami, where we'll be back right after this message.
A Goodyear test track in Luxembourg, Europe. Jackie Stewart, world's champion racing driver, is about to test a new Goodyear radial tire. A custom wide tread radial, made in America for American cars. Goodyear has made radial tires for Europeans for 13 years. Now this knowledge has been put to work in building a new radial tire for American driving. The sidewalls flex. The tread stays firm for handling and long mileage. In addition to exceptional long wear, the Goodyear radial gives you a confident feeling of control on slippery roads, on curves, making sudden stops. The custom wide tread is a radial tire with a polyester cord body and 4 belts to hold the tread firm on the road. Only Goodyear has the custom wide tread radial, made in America for American cars. See your Goodyear man.
This happened just a few moments ago, Don, and watch him run.
Points out the individual effort. Frank, watch kick as he cuts off left tackle, lowers that shoulder. Got good leg drive. Kick's a good football player, as he's proved the last few years. That's Norm Thompson, number 43, that he meets about midsection there, and takes Norm back with him.
Here's the littlest man in the Dolphins squad. Sidewinder, Gary Yepremian. Kicking deep, Bobby Moore, the All-American from Oregon, has it at the goal line. Out to the 15. And you don't want to let him loose. He can fly, and he just about popped. Out to the 23 goes Bobby Moore. It'll be 1st and 10 for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He's one of the leanest, most supple-looking athletes I've ever seen, as well as one of the best dressed. He could run a contest with Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks. But he's going to be a great one. He's the spitting image of Lenny Moore, whom you so well remember, Frank.
He does have that same kind of grace. Out to the right he goes. That's number 28, Bobby Moore. The setbacks, Johnny Rowland, 23, Donnie Anderson, 44. Tight end is Jackie Smith. Here comes Mel Gray. And this is Donnie Anderson. And Anderson over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Stopped there by Dick Anderson.
Donnie is remembered as the biggest bonus baby of all time during the pro football war, a glamour boy. But he's really a very introspective and thoughtful young man who doesn't give off the glamour image in personal conversation. He's worried about himself, about a possible loss of speed. Yet twice in the last 4 games, he's run for more than 100 yards.
And he picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Firing over the middle to the big tight end, Jackie Smith. And look at him go.
He can run.
Jackie Smith, the 10-year veteran. And as Don Meredith said, you don't want to let this man get in your secondary because he can fly.
Not only that, Sandy, he came back from a knee injury, remember, in the San Diego game a year ago, which was a Monday night game, and a lot of people were worried about whether or not he'd get it all back. I think he demonstrated right there he has.
Do a quick toss right over the middle. Saw Quazzo hit him. He was wide open. He came inside the linebacker. He's trying to pick up that block. Looks like Mel Gray out in front of him, number 85. He can run. He was a sprinter in college. Really a nice guy, too. Like old Jackie.
At Little Northwest Louisiana, 32-yard gain, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They move from the Miami's 42-yard line. Johnny Rowland takes a pounding as he goes off right tackle.
If he got 2 yards, Frank, he broke the record right there. He needed 1 to tie. You got some information on it?
Well, he broke Charlie Trippey's record, and that has stood for a long time. And Trippey's record was 3,510 yards, so Rowland has made Cardinal history. And you think what he might have made had he never suffered that knee injury, because he was the finest-looking rookie back that I think I've ever seen come into football a few years ago.
He really was something. Still is. Look at him. He looks like a football player.
He gains 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. The ball at the 38. 3:23 remaining in the first quarter. Here he comes again. Johnny Rowland.
He looks like a football player. He is a football player. That must be a football player.
Funny thing, in the light of the way things are currently going, we're advised that we'd see a lot tonight of Leo Hayden, who had been the Vikes' #1 draft choice a year ago, is now the property of the Cardinals because Hayden's got speed, and they haven't been satisfied, quite frankly, with the speed of Rowland and Anderson as a duo. But the way these two guys are performing now, we might not see Hayden for a while.
Johnny Rowland takes the ball all the way down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They trail 7-0. Quazzo on the play fake. Going for Mel Gray, and almost picked off.
He had Bobby Moore wide open on a turn-in over there. Of course, you can't see them all, I suppose.
And he had Johnny Anderson wide open on a sideline hitch.
But he threw to Gray.
And you saw him shake his head.
Yeah, he probably knows that.
Quite an interesting young man, Don. He's, well, I don't think it'll hurt your feelings. Phi Beta Kappa out of Virginia 10 years ago.
Well, was he magna cum laude is all I want to know. Huh?
What he is a dentist. That's what he is.
He's a dentist playing quarterback.
And he is 2 for 3 for 35 yards. 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 22. Rowland, and he's met there by Bob Hines, number 72. Good defensive front four for these Dolphins. 72 Hines, Manny Fernandez, highly underrated according to middle linebacker Nick Bonacati. 75 Fernandez, Vern Den-Herder, the defensive left end. Nick Bonacati says made the difference in this defensive team from last year. He's number 83. Number 84 is Bill Stanford,
who's having his best year according to Nick.
And it's 3rd down now and 9. Out to the right goes the rookie All-American from Oregon, Bobby Moore, number 28. In the slot is the speedster, 85, Mel Gray. This is Gray coming towards you in motion. He's run the 109 too. Jake Scott almost picked it off. The pass intended for the big tight end, Jackie Smith.
Jake Scott, they call the wild man. He does unpredictable things on and off the field. They say he's often not where he's supposed to be, but yet he's where the ball is. I can't reconcile the two, but he's a player. Let's watch Bobby Moore out of the University of Oregon. All alone. Now watch his frustration. Oh!
This is Bakken. From the 27, no good.
That's goal, Jimmy.
What a year for the place kickers.
So the Miami Dolphins maintain their lead, 7-0. And on the sidelines, Gary Quazzo talking with Eddie Hughes, the assistant coach. We'll be back after this.
The horses are now entering the track. Wait a minute. Something seems to be wrong.
Where are the jockeys? The name of the game is Aurora Derby. Each time you get your ball in the hole, your horse moves.
Starts charging ahead. Pinocchio moving along the rail. Lockjaw closing in. It's Predicott, Pinocchio neck and neck. Predicott, Pinocchio cheek to cheek. Looks like a photo finish.
60,000 fans out there, and you guys are in here playing a game. What do I tell them? Tell them Pinocchio won by a nose. Aurora Derby. It's a racetrack in your own home.
Speed up. Slow down. You're in control all the way. The name of the car, AFX Aurora Factory Experimentals. You control them on the Monza Spider race set with this electric speed control. Give it the juice on the straightaway. Slow down on the curves. Keep racing them lap after lap. The Monza Spider race set comes with 2 AFX cars, controllers, tracks, and safety wall power pack from Aurora.
1 minute and 38 seconds remain in the first quarter from the Orange Bowl in Miami. Jim Bakken has just missed a 27-yard field goal attempt for the Cardinals. They trail this team, the undefeated Miami Dolphins, 7-0. Dolphins now moving from their own 20. Zonka, Morris the setbacks. This is Zonka following Kuchenberg, number 67, and what a block.
Boy.
Ooh, that hurt.
I tell you what, I always wonder about that guy. You know, what does a guy like Norm Thompson think about when he's coming hurt? He knows that's going to hurt. Here's Kuchenberg running right at him, and man, he buried him.
I want to tell you, we're seeing a lot of great guards in the league these days, especially in these 2 consecutive weeks. Little and Kuchenberg here with Miami, Johnny Wilbur, number 60 and 73, Paul Labick with Washington, and they're reviving the memories of 63 and 64 with Green Bay, Giffer, Thurston, and Kramer.
2 fine ones and good tackles. Doug Cruzan, 77, Norm Evans, 73, the leading rushing team in the American Conference. Zonka got 8, second down and 2 from the 27. Pounding very close to the first down is Mercury Morris. And he gets the first down.
Remember the way Mercury Morris sounded off after the Super Bowl shellacking? Complained about not being played. Shula met with him privately, chewed him out, said, talk to me about it, not the press. But Shula took note because he started playing his point. That's right.
Over 639 yards coming into the game. Here he goes. He's spun up at the line of scrimmage. Number 60, Jim Hargrove, made the tackle. He came in to replace the injured Terry Miller, who was injured when Jim Kick went in to score for Miami.
Matter of fact, Giffer, when Mercury Morris was started this year over Kick, a Miami sports scribe went up to Shula and said, why handle it this way as the quarter ends? We'll finish this story in just a moment. That is the end of the first quarter with the St. Louis Cardinals trailing the unbeaten Miami Dolphins by a score of 7-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spongo, the strongman, grapples with Wemlon, the super tie. He crushes it. He knocks it. He even drowns it. But Wemlon emerges fresh as new. Wemlon, the super tie.
Wemlon looks super, feels super, like finest silk. Magnificent colors and patterns to coordinate with the newest shirts. There are many wash and wear ties, but only one genuine Wemlon. Look for the strong man. Insist on Wemlon, the super tie from Wembley. Don't buy an unsuper tie. Get Wemlon. Then
crush it. Knot it. Even wash it. The genuine Wemlon. Fresh as new from the Wembley family of fine neckwear.
Larry Little runs a summer camp in Miami called the Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast was a dream of ours. A lot of fellas pitched in, too. We just wanted a summer camp for kids and families that couldn't afford it. Most people don't want a handout, just a helping hand. You can help by writing volunteer, Washington, D.C., 20013. What we need, money can't buy. We need you, the National Center for Voluntary Action.
Preceding announcement by Big Larry Little was brought to you as a public service on behalf of the National Football League. And Larry Little's Dolphins have a second down and 8. The ball up to 32, their own 32. We begin the second quarter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 82, Otto Stowe, in his second year out of Iowa State, and he has replaced Paul Warfield, and that's not an easy job.
That's exactly the point, though. They're deep and wide receivers, much in the manner of the Dallas Cowboys. Watch Stowe here.
Norm Thompson, number 43, he was open. So was Marv Fleming, incidentally, from his tight end position. Pass was a little bit low in there, but Otto jumped down there and got it.
First down for the Miami Dolphins. They move now from the 48-yard line, their own 48. And here comes Mercury Morris. He's over the 50 to the 47-yard line, hit there by number 8, Larry Wilson.
Just to finish that story, the Miami sports scribe went to Shula and said, why start Morris? Why not let Kick down gently? You know, let him start the game, take him out after a few plays, but do it as a token. Shula looked at the writer and said, my friend, I am not a token coach.
No, he is the winningest coach. Won his 100th game 2 weeks ago. But it's a good story, Howard. Second down and 5. From the 47. And the quick pitch out to the speedster. And Morris gets just about back. Well, maybe he gains a yard.
Norm Thompson made a good move again, Frank, from his defensive cornerback. Came up. I'm serious, man. You got to think twice when you come up to meet a guy that's running full speed. He's got a couple of friends out there in front of him that outweigh you about 30 or 40 pounds. He says, I'm going to go up here and get it over with.
All right, the three wide receiver offense comes in. Howard Twilley replaces the tight end, Marv Fleming. 81, top of your screen. Stowe will be in the slot. Out to the left goes Briscoe, number 86. Third down and 4. The ball at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. The draw play to Morris. And Morris is nailed by former Dolphin John Richardson, number 71. And out trots Garo Yepremian, and he is going to have to kick a long one. He beat the Miami Dolphins early in the year, at least the margin of his 54-yard field goal beat the Minnesota Vikings. And he will be kicking, I think, well, just mark it at the 54. Now, he's made one this year already. "54 yards away from 3 points for Miami. This will be Roger Worley. And Worley comes up 3 yards short of letting it go through the end zone. Stopped there by Larry Little. So the score remains the Dolphins 7, the Cardinals nothing, and we'll be back right after this.
Gillette makes a better double edge now than the one your father used. The smoothest edge we can put on a blade, or the smoothest shave we can put on your face. The Platinum Plus blade. And someday, Gillette will make even a better blade for your son. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We made the first blade, and we're still the first blade. Gillette. Platinum Plus.
Because Papermate knows how you write, they put a pump in the PowerPoint pen. So even at odd angles, on the worst surfaces, the Papermate pumps ink to the point, automatically as you write. So no matter where or what you have to write on, the Papermate PowerPoint keeps on writing smoothly, even when you wish it wouldn't. The Papermate PowerPoint, the pen that pumps the ink. Put a Papermate gift set in someone's stocking this Christmas.
12 minutes and 16 seconds remain in the half. The Miami Dolphins out in front of the St. Louis Cardinals, 7-0. Garo Yepremian has just missed on a 54-yard field goal attempt. This is the Cardinals quarterback, Jerry Quazzo. In motion goes Mel Gray. The toss goes out to Donnie Anderson. He can pass. And watch out. And Mel Gray, the speedster, crosses the 50, out of bounds at the 49, driven out of bounds by Jake Scott.
What a pest that little fella can be. He went to Missouri, as most of you know. Dan Devine, who was then coaching at the University of Missouri, found him at a Santa Rosa high school where he was a sprint star. Let's look at it again.
That was well thrown, Howard. That one was right in there. Donnie threw that one on the run. Left-handed. What about, excuse me? Where did he find him?
Little Santa Rosa High School. Knew he played football. Saw him also in a track meet. Knew he wanted him at Missouri.
He gains 34 to Miami's 49-yard line. And it's a Donnie Anderson, the running back. Picking up one, maybe two, met by Nick Bonacani, number 85.
There's Dandy's favorite, Larry Wilson.
I told him one time, I said, Larry, only D.N. could love a face like yours. I don't think he loved it, but he's got a lovely wife, D.N., and 3 kids. Lives on a little farm outside of St. Louis. He's quite a fella. Really do respect him.
All right, the Cardinals pick up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball at the 46. Quazzo going out to Mel Gray. And he's met there by number 25, Tim Foley, at the 41-yard line, a gain of 4.
That's one of the guys you don't hear about. Cornerback Tim Foley. The other cornerback, 45, Curtis Johnson. As Frank perhaps implied earlier, we had a long session yesterday with number 85, Nick Bonacani. Went over every single man on the Miami roster with him, offense and defense, and he talked about the extraordinary improvement in the cornerbacks. The way they've learned to come up and hit hard, so that nobody can turn the corner against them, the way they've learned to cover people.
3rd and 3 from the 42. Anderson. Dick Anderson, and he can turn on the excitement.
I'll tell you, he's too much.
Finally stopped by Walker Gillette. That pass thrown behind.
He is always where the football is, Dandy.
What did Dick Anderson intercepted the pass when they had like 13 blocks on it, and he ran it for a good 5 or 6 minutes, it seemed like one time?
It's Baltimore in the playoffs.
That's right. That was the biggie.
That ball looked to be tipped. I really don't know for sure. Possibly was tipped in there by number 83, Dan Herder. But look at him go. He's looking for some open room. He was finally caught up with
Walker Gillette.
Right, 84. Attaboy, Frank. Thanks.
You're welcome. And now from the 48-yard line, here comes the big man, Zonka. Just back to the line of scrimmage. Mark Arneson is there, number 57, along with 75, Bob Rowe.
You mentioned Arneson on a tackle earlier. He is a rookie. We saw him in the All-Star game out of Arizona. Don Shinnick, his coach, who coaches the linebackers for the Cardinals, says that he has the capacity to be up there with the likes of Curtis and Butkus and Lanier. And we'll develop perhaps more on that later if he figures in the contest. I'll tell you why he makes that judgment.
All right, second down now and 9. The ball just short of the 50-yard mark. Earl Morrow tossing out to Mercury Morris. Zonka gets the block. Morris down to the 45. Stopped there by Norm Thompson, number 43, coming up from the right corner.
And Arneson, 57, was in there again.
It'll be third down and 3. And NCAA college football continues this Saturday with an exciting doubleheader. At 12:30 Eastern Standard Time is the traditional Army-Navy Classic. Then at 4 Eastern Time, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame take on number 1 ranked USC. And they hope to continue their unbeaten season. Do like to talk about them. Don't miss this exciting college football doubleheader this Saturday on ABC. And right now, the Dolphins from their 45-yard line of the Cardinals on 3rd and 3. Morrow trying to go out to Morris, incomplete. And I would suppose the little Garrow, your Permian, will have another shot from about 2 yards closer, probably about the 49-yard line of Miami, or a 51-yard field goal attempt.
I suppose he will. The point Shinnick was making, Frank, I'd like your judgment on this, having played with so great a one as Huff, and yours, Don, having played with Jordan. Well, we'll have to watch the kick first.
I can hardly wait to give you my opinion.
Left-footed. In 1966, he one time kicked 6 of them in one game. And the 52 in his block. And Larry Wilson,
he's picked him up and gone before. Wait a minute.
Garrow ended up with the football. It, of course, does not matter. But Larry Wilson raced in, and I believe number 31, who was just activated today, Chuck Beatty.
That's right.
Made the block
from the Steelers, Skip.
All right, now the Cardinals have their break.
Let's see, it appeared to be, well, it's not too low either. That was just, who is that? Who is that guy? Number 75, Bob Rowe. I think that's the 4th field goal he's blocked this year.
So a big break for the Cardinals. They trail 7-0. We'll be back after this.
Any good news, Julius? Mark 4. I see but one. Verily, such stuff as dreams are made of. Mark 4. Ah, thy cigar. What a noble thing it is. Tell me, hast thou struck it rich?
What he said?
Noble!
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me thy box. Take this four-pack that I chose a pocket.
There are still some good things. Mark 4.
A noble cigar.
Right now is the time for winter tires. And at your Goodyear service store or participating dealer, you can get Goodyear Sure Grip winter tires with 192 deep, rugged cleats to give a big grip at this low price. Goodyear, America's best-selling winter tires.
Bob Rowe just blocked a Miami field goal attempt for 51 yards. The Cardinals with their first major turnover. 1st and 10, they move at Miami's 35-yard mark. The play fake by Gary Quazzo. And is he nailed by Dan Herder. Dan Herder. second-year man out of Central College in Iowa, and he is something else.
He has become some story. Incidentally, Dandy, you're absolutely right when you talked about Bob Rowe. Seems to be having his best year as a Cardinal, and this is sixth year. He blocked 3 field goals in one game against the Baltimore Colts, the opening game of the year, when the Cardinals pulled a surprise by defeating the Colts, who were then considered still to be one of the strongest teams in the league.
I believe the Lions said he blocked 2 of them with his hands and 1 of them with his head.
With the helmet.
And on second down and 17, we have the prevent defense for the Dolphins, and they come with the blitz with a 3-man front 4. Oh, in and out of the hands of Johnny Rowland.
A lot of open territory, too, had he been able to corral it.
He ordinarily is a very good receiver. I believe he could have had that one. That was a little high, but it wasn't that high.
All right, it'll be third down now and 17. 8 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the half. Again, Miami out in front, 7-0. Jim Kick went in from 2 yards out. That in the first quarter. Dolphins have missed 2 field goal attempts, one of 54 and one of 51. On third and 17, the Dolphins with their 3-man rush, 3 big men. They have brought Matheson, 53, in the extra linebacker. Mel Gray motions left. Out to Donnie Anderson. He can't hold on to it.
There's another one looked like he was in there. Tell you, for a dentist, he's throwing pretty well tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, they may go for the field goal now, and this would have to be a very long one by Jim Bakken, who was once perhaps the most consistent of all place kickers in the league. Oddly, as we look at Anderson isolated, Bakken this year has been having the troubles that have afflicted other place kickers. Look at him now. Ready for the reception, the ball right in the gut now. But Bakken this year, he's already missed a 27-yarder tonight. It's been less effective between the 20 and 30, Frank, than between the 40 and 50, where he's got 4 out of 6.
And so Bakken is going to have time to think about it. St. Louis taking a timeout. And we'll be back in the Orange Bowl after this.
King. Ace. King. That's bad.
Full house. Looks like you're going to lose your shirt, kid.
Good luck, kid.
Jack. Ace.
The kid's got it. All he needs is an easy 10 for a royal flush. Looks like the kid hasn't got it after all.
Skittle poker from Aurora. Sometimes you win.
And sometimes you lose your shirt. Nice shot.
I've made better. Want to play?
I came to play Wisconsin Skinny.
That's me. You a hustler?
Nope, salesman.
Break.
Salesman, huh? What do you sell? Skittleful. Skittleful by Aurora. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that happens every so often, particularly when you make as many changes as the Cardinals have been forced to this year. They did not have the right people in the right places. But this will be Bakken's attempt from 49 yards away. Good. And it's good. Jim Bakken from 49 yards out.
Just as we were saying, Gepper, he can kick him from 50, but he can't from 27.
Jim Bakken puts the Cardinals on the scoreboard. Take a lighthearted look at current events as seen from Humus, Mort Saul, Stan Freeberg, and Bob and Ray's irreverent eyes on Comedy News and ABC Late Night Comedy Special. And that's tomorrow night at 11:30, 10:30 Central Time, and of course right here on ABC.
Well, as we await the kickoff, Gift, the Miami fans are strangely quiescent because their team seems to be
Wait a minute.
slumbering
No,
tonight.
they're just quiet. They're not making much noise.
All right, we'll put it that way, Dan DeRue.
Thank you.
In any event, this is going to be Don's problem, Shula's problem, to keep this team up and alive and going. A supposedly weak St. Louis team giving them, at this point, a good game of it at 7-3.
And we have 7:59 remaining in the half. Jim Bakken kicks. Charlie Lee, in and out of the hands, touchback. And so far, the Cardinals, even though Miami has had most of the possession time, the Cardinals have battled the Miami Dolphins to that 7-3. And this Cardinal team is a good football team. They have a lot of speed. They have just been besieged with injuries. They're catching a lot of trouble at home. People have started shuffle the card fan clubs.
Took an ad out in the paper.
That really helps the football team.
Gives you a lot of support.
Really. First and 10 from the 20. Both backs coming out of the backfield. This is Briscoe. Nailed there by Larry Stalling, 67.
Don, I don't have the stats before me, but hasn't Earl been throwing a lot tonight? Remember, Miami has the leading ground game in the National Football League. They've been averaging over 200 yards a game on the ground, and it seems to me Earl's been throwing a lot against this club.
I think you're right. He's thrown 8 times. That's not an awful lot for one quarter, but it appears that he is. Yeah, Briscoe's been a fine addition to this ball club, too, Howard. I'd like to hear you get into that one in a little while.
On second down and 2, and big hole.
There he is.
Jim kick.
Look at old Sundance go.
Cut his hair, Don. Looked at Morris, said his is short. He's got the starting role.
Hey, look at it. Had a good blocks up there by that front four we've been talking about. Look at that effort on Kick's part to gain an extra yard. Keep that balance, put one hand down, kept going. Got another good block by Zonka there in the middle, too. These guys work very well together.
First down, the ball at the 37-yard line. 6 minutes, 43 seconds remain in the half. And kick again. This time, Larry Stallings holds on to trip kick up just at the line of scrimmage. This program is being brought to you as an ABC Sports exclusive. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. The Miami Dolphins making a couple of changes. Jim Mandich has come in at tight end, 88. In at offensive left tackle, number 79, is Wayne Moore, as Doug Cruzan has gone to the bench. It's second down and 9. Kick with about a yard gain. The screen goes to Briscoe, and he can throw it also.
That's 3 for 3 for him. That's a pretty play. I like that. That's fun.
You're right about Briscoe being able to throw. He played quarterback, as most of you know, in the American Football League.
And Otto Stowe is the receiver with a 26-yard gain.
There's a lateral out to Briscoe. He sets the throw, and you can tell he's done it before. Otto Stowe is there. That was not 2 forward passes, as you possibly noticed that the ball from Earl Morrall to Briscoe was thrown laterally, so that would be termed as a lateral than the other forward pass. Only 1 forward pass per play.
Miami out in front, 7-3. Clock shows 5:48. Zonka gets the draw call, and he just bulls his way for about a yard and a half. Dolphins, of course, got out in front on a 2-yard touchdown run by Jim Kick. They've dominated the game, at least in terms of time of possession. And then the Cardinals came back to make it 7-3, a 49-yard field goal by Jim Bakken. And that's our story with 5:24, clock moving, remaining in the half.
Andy, you said talk about Briscoe. You just saw part of his value. That, incidentally, is the 3rd pass he's thrown this year, all complete.
Earl Morrall, who filled in 68, as most football fans most certainly will recall, took Don Shula's Baltimore Colts to the Super Bowl. Here, he's trying it again for Miami. It's in and out of the hands of Otto Stowe. Spider-Man, drafted number 1 in 1956 for the 49ers. He played at Pittsburgh. He was at Detroit. He was with the Giants. He was with Baltimore. And this is his 5th club.
Best backup quarterback in football. He can do it.
This young man shows a lot of promise, Howard. Otto Stowe.
He does. You measure a team not just... You build a team with your front 4 on defense and the quarterback who can do the job on offense. But then you lose the great young quarterback, Greasy. You lose Warfield. When you've got Stowe and Twilly and Briscoe, that shows the depth you need to win a championship.
And they're all 3 in now on 3rd down and 7. Marv Fleming, the tight end, coming out on the sure pass. Oh, and Larry Wilson. Oh, wait a minute. Flag goes down. Mark Arneson and Larry Wilson, I believe, both made contact. Pushing, pass interference, first down, Miami. 4 minutes, 54 seconds. The ball marked now at the 27-yard line. Cardinal secondary, Thompson 43, Worley 22, Wilson 8, Miller Farr 20. Both wide receivers now go out to the right for Miami. Morrow falls down on the play fake, and he's immediately buried there. Richardson, 71, was there, along with 75, Bob Rowe, and
that happens. All you can say is just really is embarrassing. It looked like, let's see, it looked like he trips over somebody's foot. Possibly his own. Yep. I'd say, well,
nobody happened to you, John?
Right. Yeah, it happened to me way too often, but you see he's faking his knock. He comes back, trips over his own feet, falls down, and usually you have a hard time getting up. For some reason, you try to get up in a hurry, and you just can't do it. You know, after 17 years, you're going to trip and stumble every now and then.
All right, it'll be second down now and 18. The receivers are Briscoe. He goes to the right, Snows out to the left. The tight end, Mandich, is in now, the third-year man out of Michigan, replacing Marv Fleming. In there. Briscoe. Marlon Briscoe. He's got the first down. He's inside the 15.
I was talking about a while ago, this guy does have a lot of speed, too. And when they picked him up, that was one of the reasons he can't move. He's just going down. He's working on Miller Farr, number 20. Comes through on the inside. That's a well-thrown football, by the way. Right in the seams. That's Stallings, number 67. But look at him when he gets it. He's got his eye moving for that defensive back.
Howard, not to put you on the spot, but how did he get here? Number 86. He led the AFC in 1970 at Buffalo.
You figure it out.
Played out his option, didn't he? Up in,
No, he didn't. He was traded. It was another of Shula's great deals.
And he gives the Dolphins a first and 10 at the 13.
As a matter of fact, yesterday, Frank and I asked Nick Bonacani what happened with Briscoe. We thought Shula got him down here to play ahead of Twilly because he's faster than Howard. And Nick said, you wouldn't believe Twilly. He's done everything. He's even running fly patterns. He's having an incredible year, and he just beat Marlin out. But what a guy to have on the bench in Briscoe. It's the very depth that we were just talking about,
and
including having a Morrow behind Greasy.
He goes out to the right, Stowe out to the left, second down and 8. The ball marked right at the 10-yard line. Oh, the blitz is on, and zeroing in on Earl Morrow is Roger Worley and Mark Arneson, the full blitz for the Cardinals.
Well, Worley is a free safety. That is Worley. You see number 78 in there first. And a whole bunch of them get around him. I have to give a lot of them credit for that one.
You've been under those a few times, Don. It really gets noisy, doesn't it?
By the way, you know what Briscoe's comment was when he was traded to Miami? Sandy said, I've always wanted to be on Monday Night Football.
All right, third down now and 15. The ball marked at the 13. Briscoe out to the right, Stowe out to the left. Going deep for Briscoe, and this time covering Briscoe well was number 20, Miller Farr, brother of Mel Farr. Fine brother act in the National Football League.
Interesting the way Shula uses Mandich in these situations, Frank, because obviously Shula considers him a better receiver than Fleming, who's known for his blocking, but has not been known in recent years for his receiving.
So Garo Yepremian comes on, and this man has not missed all of last year from inside the 30, nor has he this year. 14 of 24 overall, 15 of 25. You can almost say it's automatic when it's inside the 30 for Garo Yepremian. As the Dolphins extend their lead over the Cardinals to 10-3.
All right, this one has turned out to be a real good game. That's the way it usually is on Monday Night Football. Next week, we've got a terribly critical game for both teams. The San Francisco 49ers, in the wake of their stunning upset of the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day, now leading in the Western Division of the NFC, against the Los Angeles Rams, who've suddenly become perhaps the most disappointing team in the National Football Conference, being upset by New Orleans yesterday, and within the last 3 weeks having lost to two overwhelming underdogs, New Orleans and Denver. So it's a must-win game for the Rams. And, of course, Atlanta is right in there, too. A big one next Monday night.
Underway. This will go to Mel Gray in the end zone. And keep in mind, this man has run... and the fake reverse this time by Mel Gray. Down he goes. Great defensive play there by number 51 of the Dolphins. All the way down there is Larry Ball. 18-yard return, and they've been using a lot of reverses on kickoff this year. That time, the Cardinals tried to fake it. It didn't fool anyone.
And Larry Ball is a big, good-looking rookie from Louisville. He's 6'6", 225, and he can hit. Let's take a look at the time of possession, which I think tells an awful lot about Miami's dominance, but it's not the kind of dominance that you'd expect in the score. 20 minutes in effect to 8 minutes, more than double the time of possession, and yet it's a 10-3 ball game.
And there is the 2-minute warning. Gary Quazzo going over to discuss things with Bob Holloway, and we'll be back at the Orange Bowl of Miami right after this message.
Every Ford Pinto that we build has to live up to the good Ford cars of yesteryear, even the ones driven by bad people like Clyde Barrow, the bank robber. His actual letter is still in the Ford file. I have drove Fords exclusively, it says, when I could get away with one. For freedom from trouble, Ford has every other car skinned. Well, we think today's Ford Pinto has a lot of other cars skinned, too. Watch our friend the fire chief and his 3-door Pinto runabout. It has a solid 4-speed transmission, a rugged engine improved and developed in over 10 years of actual driving. It has rack and pinion steering, a sturdy body of welded steel. The basic, durable Ford Pinto gets you where you have to be, even if you didn't have to be there. When you get back to basics, you get back to Ford. Pinto at your Ford dealer.
Gary Quazzo comes back into the huddle. He's been talking with head coach Bob Holloway. Gary Quazzo, who once played for head coach Don Shula. In fact, he's been around. He played for Bud Grant up in Minnesota. And he had a very satisfying win this year over the Minnesota Vikings.
Also played for Tom Fears at New Orleans when Kilmer beat him out of the job.
All right, he has his job cut out for him. The Dolphins leading the Cardinals 10-3. The ball resting at the 13-yard mark. 2 minutes left in the first half.
This he hurt, the same way Meredith did for all the years.
Yes. Barrow Yepremian. Did the little man put the foot to that one?
Yepremian had a statement in the paper here. He says, the proudest thing in my life, they thought that maybe it was the field goal against Kansas City or a 54-yarder. He says, no, but I worked on for about 5 months the new weave for my tie for the Miami Dolphin ties. And I think he's probably gotten more free publicity on television about his ties. But he's making a lot of money. He says, I'm selling a lot of them in Kansas City, Boston, Detroit. He says, I got a lot of friends over there.
All right, the Cardinals now trailing 24-3. First and 10, they'll move from the 20. Jim Hart has replaced Gary Quazzo at quarterback. Sonny Anderson back in it, one step back, 44, Rollins 23. This is Anderson. Conrad Nobler out in front.
No startling news, but oftentimes when a new quarterback comes in, there is a difference in their rhythm, their cadence, and I think that's caused a little problem. We've seen one motion penalty, and it appeared that Jackie Smith was a little bit premature in his move off the line. And although they play with a quarterback, you get used to hearing a certain sound. And Hart must be a little bit different. Holloway cannot be happy. Eddie Hughes, neither can you. And neither can you, Jim. There's no joy in St. Louis tonight.
The program is being brought to you as an ABC Sports exclusive. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. All right, the illegal procedure call against the Cardinals. It'll be first down now in 15. 4 minutes and 1 second remain in the third quarter. The Dolphins up in front 24-3, moving towards their 11th straight. Miami making several defensive changes. Hart, the time to throw. Gets it out to 38, Leon Burns.
Burns came in. He was their starter for a while. One of the Johnny Rowland stories, that was one of the times he was sitting on the bench. The players and coaches of the Cardinal team respect Johnny Rowland for keeping his enthusiasm He says, I've done it once before, and I think I can do it again. Gives you a clue of what's been happening on the ground tonight. However, Miami is not anywhere close to what they've been accumulating in the past. They've been averaging over 200 yards a game rushing.
They're doing well on the scoreboard. It'll be second down now, a long three, the ball at the 27. This is Anderson. Following the block of Dobler, I don't know whether he made the first or not. He had to get just up to the 30-yard mark.
Well, you mentioned Conrad Dobler, a name that hasn't been used tonight. He's a rookie from Wyoming. And, Don, they say he's a pretty tough kid. Gets in a fight almost every week that he's going to really make it. And he's the spitting image of our old friend, number 22 from Florida State, Burt Reynolds.
You know, Conrad was with the Cardinals early this year, and they released him. He went back to Wyoming to finish his schooling. Had a couple of guys hurt. They called him back. He says, man, I was glad to get that telephone call because I'm happy to be a part of this Cardinal team.
Anderson gets the call and gets the first down, I believe. He had to get just to the 30. Depends on where they mark it. First down.
Did you just see that youngster run across the field while play was going on?
I didn't.
I honestly, Howard, I didn't see him either.
Did you see somebody run across the field, Howard?
Yes, down around the 20-yard line. He's being escorted off the premises now. And you just can't understand why anybody would do that. No cause for it. Action that can't be counted.
Maybe he had to go to the bathroom and there wasn't one on his side of the field.
That's conceivable.
First down and 10 for the Cardinals from the 31. Anderson on the play fake.
That's good.
Jackie Smith, will he hold on long enough? No. No, incomplete. Dick Scott came up with it, ruled incomplete. And Jackie Smith says, I had it, I was out of bounds.
Been one of the knocks that's been put on Donnie Anderson about fumbling. I know when we did the Green Bay game, they were very proud of the fact that MacArthur Lane and Brockington fumbled very little. They felt that one of Donnie's problems that he did fumble quite a bit. He carries the ball somewhat loose. That one I don't believe he really just quite didn't get control of. Anderson is probably one of the most gifted athletes because he does everything pretty well. He's a good runner. He can throw. We've seen that tonight, and he does the punting for him.
Okay, second down and 10. Right now, Anderson teamed with Leon Burns. Hart bravely sending both of his backs out. He completes it to Anderson, gain of 6. Out to about the 35-yard mark. Hit there by Jesse Powell, another Miami substitution, number 56.
Quite frankly, Donnie, as we look at him there, had his problems with Dan Devine. It was nothing personal. He wasn't Dan's kind of football player. Dan wanted a much stronger blocker, and he felt MacArthur Lane was that. He never knocked Anderson as a player. He thinks he's a quality player, but not cut to the mold in which he wanted to build his football team. Just one of those things.
It was just one of those things. They're moving that ball around out there a little bit, and there seems to be some disgruntled football players in the St. Louis Cardinal team, but I don't think they're going to make much headway with the official. They had marked it further up the field at one time, but I believe the official decided that it was more closely where Donnie Anderson landed after he was hit fairly hard by a couple of those Dolphins.
Hart, 2 of 5 to his people, 1 to the other people.
That's good, Frank. That's good.
Third down, 6 yards. Ball resting at the 35. Mel Gray motions left. And, almost intercepted by number 25, Tim Foley. Boy, and I'll tell you, these Dolphins in that secondary are all around the ball.
Yep, they're everywhere. Ubiquitous.
Well, he's got some time to throw. Again, it appears to be a little bit high. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit high. Almost was tipped and caught by Bobby Moore, who was the intended receiver.
And now dropping deep on fourth down, Jake Scott, Donnie Anderson, who trailing 24-3, will probably punt, but keep in mind he can also run. And he can pass. And he can kick. Fair catch by Anderson. Lets it go. Oh, and takes a good Cardinal bounce.
That's why he was trying to prevent that punt before, Frank, and I suppose he remembered his difficulty in handling that one. He let that one go.
Boy, he gets 51 yards out of it. ABC correspondents in the news capitals of the world report events as they happen. Howard K. Smith and Harry Reeser, two real pros, provide the expert commentary with a human touch. On the ABC Evening News, weeknights at your dinner hour.
Not very good statistics for Donnie tonight, but not all his fault either.
A lot of it has to do with the number one team against the rush, these people. And here's Zonka. Zonka over the 15 to the 18 as the gun sounds, ending the third quarter. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Dolphins 24, the Cardinals 3. We'll return after this word from our local stations.
Paul finds that business and pleasure don't mix. Wednesday on ABC.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service on behalf of the National Football League. Second down and 5. Ball resting at the 19-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. In control of the football game, 24-3 over the Cardinals as we begin the fourth quarter. Morrill going all the way. And fires for Briscoe, a little long.
He had a safety blitz that time, Frank. That was Larry Wilson that came in from the strong safety, and
he started back in 61, Don, remember?
Yeah, there was a little weak safety blitz at that time. Catching in right formation, you couldn't see him coming till he got there. Then you knew he was there. But what I was going to say is that Morrow made a play fake back in there, and it confused Larry just enough to enable Earl to throw it.
Nothing confuses Larry anymore.
Third down now and 5. Pulley is in, along with Stowe. Morrow has Pulley right, Stowe left. Oh, and, well, when you read the zone, sometimes you confuse your quarterback. Or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know why, but my instinct tells me that Stowe was the one who was supposed to go deep that time. Of course, my instinct ain't always right. Very seldom is.
But it's good instinct.
Yeah, instinct. I mean, you got to have it. It's like momentum. They changed jerseys a lot.
Morrow to the sidelines. Out comes Billy Lothridge, who was called in from Atlanta, where he is retired and was in business after being relieved from his duties with Atlanta last year.
He sure has him a pretty little old Texas bride. Came down there and married old Mary Beth and took her back to Georgia.
All right, Roger Worley. And Worley right at the 50-yard mark. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Miami Dolphins, continues from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, with the score: the Dolphins 23, the Cardinals 3.
Sunoco announces a football event for the whole family. To tell you about it, here's Don Shula.
Sunoco brings you NFL action player stamps with stars from every pro team. Every time that you stop at a participating Sunoco station, you get a set of 9 official NFL action player stamps free. They're great to collect and trade. So get your family in on the fun.
Get NFL action player stamps free at Sunoco.
I'm Raymond Lord. Number 5 won the coldest parts of the country, Camden, Maine. My car has to start, so I use dry Sunoco gasoline. I never had any problems. Always started in 20 below zero and even lower. I'm staying with Sunoco because it's always treated me right.
Fill up with dry Sunoco gasoline. All winter long, your car starts like it's summertime. Dry Sunoco gasoline.
All right, the Cardinals in good field position. However, trailing 24-3, they have a big job out in front of themselves. They'll move first and 10 from their own 49. Leo Hayden has come into the backfield for the Cardinals, number 32. He gets the play fake. And the screen goes out to Moore. And the number 1 pick of the Cardinals from last year gets the first down. He's run out of bounds by Jesse Powell.
Well, those standings speak for themselves, Frank, and relate to our game next Monday night, San Francisco against Los Angeles. The Rams have fallen upon, at least temporarily, doleful days. But their best exhibition this year was their previous game against the 49ers when they routed them 31-7. If they can beat San Francisco next week, then things will really be snarled up with Atlanta very possibly on top in the Western Division. It all depends on next Monday night.
And Moore gets the first down, the ball at the 39. First and 10. This is Rowland. Heading back to the 35. Johnny Rowland, who broke the record set by Charlie Trippey many, many years ago. Burned in Herder in on the stop.
You were playing when Trippey was playing, only it was in college, right?
Sandlot. As a matter of fact, I did play against Trippey.
I remember when you played in the mud game against the Chicago Cardinals.
Oh, and Mel Triplett almost drowned. Second down and 8. Ball at the 36. Jim Hart has come on in relief of quarterback Gary Quazzo. Oh, and Manny Fernandez thought he detected a little something. Probably the most underrated of the tackles around a defensive football today, at least according to Nick Bonaconi.
You can just see he just jumped right on through there. You know, that's kind of nice. So he could have just gone ahead and hit that guy. He was going to get offsides. He knew he was going to be penalized. Most of these guys have a mutual respect for one another, no matter what team they're on, because they realize no matter where they came from, they paid basically the same price to get there.
All right, now at the second down and 3, anticipating the run, you will get Bill Stanfield back into the lineup. Jesse Powell comes out. The Dolphins back in their standard 4-3. Hart. Oh. Did he have the ball long enough for possession? No, he did not. Mel Gray thought maybe he did, and
Boy, Mel Gray a little scrapper there, Frank.
Yes, we had a little action, too, from number 49, Charles Babb, and number 72 of the Cardinals, Dan Deerdorf. And Babb should learn about taking on linemen. They're the big people.
Like light heavyweights against heavyweights. Look at that differential, huh? 1 out of 10 on third down conversions for the Cardinals as compared with nearly 500% for the Dolphins. Mr. Gifford?
Well, they're looking for their second one. It's third down and 3. Jim Hart puts Gray out to the left, Bobby Moore to the right, Leon Burns one setback, Johnny Rowland the other. Number 31.
Right on time.
Out to Bobby Moore.
Oh, how Don looks those third down sideline hitches. Just timed right and just enough for the first down, probably. That's the way you got to do it, huh, Dandy?
Yeah, it is pretty to watch. You know, it's one of those things that should be pretty close to automatic. Hardly ever is, but has a lot to do with timing. You got to work together. That Bobby Moore is going to be a good one. He himself says, I think, getting to know the quarterback is going to help a whole lot. They've had a lot of quarterback changes this year in St. Louis. He says, as soon as we start working one unit, he says, I think I'm going to like it a lot better.
First down and 10. Cardinals now have Leo Burns, number 38, and Leo Hayden as 2 setbacks. And this is the reverse. Goes to Jackie Smith. And the 10-year veteran from Northwest Louisiana.
Flag goes down out there, too.
And a flag is down. Bob Matheson made the stop. Flipping. Flipping call. I believe levied against the center, Tom Banks. And referee Bernie Olden marks off the big one.
The Cardinals are languishing, but not that youngster. Do you recognize that boy? John, when you look into the camera, please. That youngster you just saw was Dandy Don Merritt.
Lately, it's occurred to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
You know, I bet Jeff and Hazel like this a little better,
yeah.
don't they, Don?
Trucking, yeah. They thought I was pretty then. Especially Hazel.
Who took that picture?
Jimmy Lawhead took that picture in Dallas, Texas.
Good friend of Billy Bob Harris's.
Oh, yeah.
First down and 25. The Cardinals trailing 24-3, 12:46 remaining in the game. And here comes Mel Gray. Hart firing to Jackie Smith.
Tell you, the ball was well thrown. There goes the flag. Appears to be maybe a little unnecessary roughness, or whatever you call it. Hopefully we'll see it again. You'll see how Jackie Smith caught that ball right in his fingertips. Some receivers seem to have a need to clutch it into their body to hang on to it. In my opinion, the really good ones are the ones who can reach out there and grab it with their hands and put it away. You'll see Smith coming on a cross. We call it a cross pattern. The ball is well thrown. Watch those hands that he had in there. Let's see. I think we maybe get a late hit. Yep. And that's what the flag is. Another 15 yards. So the Cardinals are first down right in there in good scoring position.
Personal foul indicated against the Dolphins, and that puts the ball at the 13-yard line of the Dolphins.
With 12:35 to go, the Dolphins lead 24-3. This is the time for us to say, if St. Louis can score now and can score again and can score again, we've got a big football game.
I'm glad you said it, Howard.
I bet they don't.
I don't gamble myself.
Jim Hart gives the ball to number 38. That's Leon Burns in his second year out of Cal State. A lot of changes for the Cardinals.
Cal State. Leon Burns, he's a guy who really has trouble holding on to the football, Dandy.
He's a big hoss, too. He goes 235.
Got him, of course, from San Diego. Sid Edwards went over there. Sparry says he wouldn't trade Sid Edwards, who's having a big year, for any fullback in the league, which may be bias on Harlan's part, but understandable.
Gain of 5 for Burns. Inside the 10, second down and 5. This is Leo Hayden, Minnesota's top draft pick of a year ago. He's dropped by Charles Babb, number 49, as Miami continues their substitutions.
We were told we'd see a lot more of Hayden than we have, Frank, before the game, remember? Wanted to test his speed. Been looking good in practice.
Actually, he's here because Ed Marinaro was the man Bud Grant decided to keep up in Minnesota. Leo Hayden went late. Cardinals took him. Third down now, 2. And I don't know whether I try and challenge that Miami defense with the run. Let's see what quarterback Jim Hart comes up with. Well, Leon Burns, and he did not come up with the first down.
No, he came up with 0.
I'm amazed, though, at how big these guys are. He does almost a full split, I believe is what they call that in your ballet classes. But look at Leon Burns. He comes in. Good hit right there. He turns around. Little Jake Scott, number 13, he comes there and puts the final touches on him.
I'm telling you, that Scott's a wild one. You know, he played Canadian football, and he'll run with anything and hit with everything.
We've got a fourth down, almost 2 yards to go, and this call will have come from the bench. Not that one. Well, look at Jim Hart. First down.
On a busted play in the backfield.
Great call. Mike Colin.
Any way you can get it. There's a mix-up. You can see that I think that's what he was supposed to do, was fake and go out, because you see a pull by the guard there, but he looked to me, he ran into, was that Leon Burns he ran into, or was it Hayden?
Hayden.
Sure, the play was a fake into the middle of the line and let him come out on a bootleg with an option runner pass, so Holloway saying,
Holloway and Bill Austin together.
He's saying take it any way you can get it.
I think he'll smile even at this late date, because he will take it.
First and goal from the 2. Cardinals trailing 24-3.
All right.
There he goes. Rolling into the end zone. Burns, Leon Burns. He is a big man. 235 pounds.
And here's just another shot of the touchdown. We saw Burns a while ago go offside, barely contended with. He's sliding right through the tackle there. Got some good blocks up front. So Hayden, number 32, out in front of him. Kind of paving the way. Jim Baca's kicking.
And he shortens up the Dolphins' lead to 2 touchdowns. If the Cardinals can get one more, and then one more,
and then one field goal.
But nevertheless, we'll be back in the Orange Bowl after this.
The new 73 Ford LTD. Can an LTD be as quiet as a glider? Nobody has to convince you how quiet a glider is. Airborne with no engine at all. Can an LTD be as quiet as a glider? To find out, we put a sound level meter in a new LTD to measure its quiet. Quiet is the sound of a well-made car. We also put a meter in the glider and let General Radio Company, real sticklers for accuracy, monitor. Let's test the noise level in the glider first. 82 decibels. Now the Ford LTD. Look at that meter at 60 miles per hour, only 65 decibels. Believe it or not, this Ford LTD is quieter than the glider. Quiet is the sound of a well-made car. The new 73 Ford LTD. See it at your Ford dealers now.
Well, I don't know whether it'll be an onside kick or not, but the Cardinals were bunched together. That's something they ordinarily do not do prior to a kickoff. Meanwhile, the Dolphins slip back Mercury Morris as the lone safety. Should Bakken decide to go with an onside kick, trailing by 14 points, 9:42 remaining in the game, he would probably kick it to his left, where Roger Worley is located. Roger Worley with the good hand. The single safety, Mercury Morris. It must travel 10, and we get the straightaway kick to Mercury Morris. Morris over the 15, up to about the 18-yard line goes Mercury Morris. And Chuck Beatty, number 31, down there again, working for the Cardinals. Showing well tonight on the special teams and activated just tonight. Miami Dolphins looking for number 11. Oddly enough, their closest game this year, a 24-23 win over Buffalo.
Why oddly?
Well, I thought it was odd. All right, the ball marked just short of the 20-yard mark. Earl Morrell going all the way. Here's Morris. Oh, can he turn it on? Out to the 36 goes Lightning Mercury Morris. Roger Worley made the stop.
I said, why oddly, Frank, half kiddingly. But as we look at this again, let me say this about Buffalo. They're just a couple of players away from being a top contender. Little help in that offensive line as you watch Mercury Morris turn it on. Simpson's having a great year without all the help in the world. They'll be tough next year. Leon Burns, who scored the touchdown for the Cardinals.
Clock moving, 8:33 remaining in the game. Dolphins 24, Cardinals 3. And Morrell, I think, anticipating the snap a little early, and here goes the other one, Zonka. Look at him run.
Well, that was a funny-looking play. Looked like everybody was just kind of standing around there. Zonka was the only one that was moving. The offensive line didn't move that much. Let's see it again. Well, they're in there playing around, though. Then Zonka's finding him a place to go. Cuts to the outside. Miller Farr, Roger Worley. I'll ride you for a while, pal.
They keep churning out the yardage this way in the late going. They'll have that 200-yard ground game before they're done.
You talk about that Buffalo game. I read a story in a paper down here. Marv Fleming caught a touchdown pass, and as he was coming out of the end zone, he found a $10 bill lying in the end zone. Now, you don't do that too often.
Wouldn't tear it up in 40 pieces, though.
From the 44, first and 10, flag goes down, Zonka goes down, wrapped up in the arms of Larry Stallings. Zonka, 77 yards on the night.
Yeah. It appears they got Wayne Moore on that one, number 79. Appears to be a holding call against the Dolphins. Let's see if we can pick it up. That's Kuchenberg, number 67, out in front. Here's Zonka. Watch number 79. He's got a pretty good grip there on that jersey.
He's a good player, that Moore. He plays behind Cruzan, and what was it Nick said yesterday? He could make at least 16 teams in the NFL. Didn't he tell us that, Frank?
Exactly right.
Well, how does he know?
I'd
He
go
is
with
the lawyer.
Nick.
First down at 25 following the penalty. Well, just over the 40 of the Dolphins. 8:11 remaining in the game. First man again, number 39, Zonka, rolls over the 50. Well, coming up just short of the 50 is Zonka. No, to about the 49 of the Cardinals. That's where it's marked. Two original setbacks at the beginning of tonight's game. Rowland, who broke the Cardinal rushing record tonight, and Donnie Anderson, 44. It's been a tough year for this Cardinal team. They have had more injuries than you could possibly imagine. Second down now and 15. Dolphins got on scoreboard first. Kick scoring from 2 yards out. St. Louis came back with a field goal. Miami got their own field goal. It was 10-3 at the halftime. The Dolphins have broken it open in the third quarter. Look how quick Mercury Morris is.
He really is. Here comes a couple more flags.
Yep.
That's probably a face guard or something like that. Whatever it was, they didn't like it down there.
Oh, Dale Hackbart in there, Don. He'll get in there on you.
He really is careful, too. Hackbart's no quarterback. And he's got him on a lot of specialty teams. They were telling a joke on him this afternoon. They all went dove hunting. He hadn't been dove hunting before. They put him off the field by himself, and they said, Hackbart came back with the biggest sack of killdees you ever saw in your life. He thought he'd been shooting doves.
It's a face mask, obviously, and let's take another look at it.
You saw Mercury Morris make his reaction when he saw Don Brum, number 86, go upfield there. Picked up a good one right here. Now let's see. You can see it pretty good. There's that face mask. Old Dale says you got to get him down any way you can.
He is one of the funniest men in American sport, that Hackbart, and he's a great imitator, great mimic.
Tried to match his size and legs with mine today, and he won.
Automatic first down goes with the face mask penalty. First and 10 Miami, moving on the Cardinals 43. And over the 40 to the 39. Morris and Zonka both having fine nights this evening. Coming into the game, Morris having by far his best year, 639 yards coming into tonight. He's gained 59 more tonight.
I wonder how many backs will hit 1,000 yards this season, Frank. Maybe moving those hash marks in is the whole answer.
That and getting a good offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 7, the ball resting just short of the 39-yard line of the Cardinals. Morrill almost trips again. Gets the screen to Mercury Morris. Morris inside the 30. Fine blocking out front.
Carrying that ball rather dangerously. He had it out in one hand, but obviously he knew what he was doing. He does have some great moves. He's an exciting player to watch because he's very quick. Let's see, Earl, he's coming back again. Flipped it right over, a little screen pass to Morris. Now watch him out that ball. He's got a loaf of bread in his hand. And then he puts it away. Gets everything he can.
What a new dimension Morris adds to the Dolphins. They still have kick to come back with, but boy, can this young man get to the outside. Picks up the first down at the 28-yard mark. Here comes Larry Wilson. The safety blitz is picked up. It could be 6.
He is so wide open.
That's what happens when you pick up the safety blitz. Otto Stowe gets his second touchdown.
Frank, he's just so wide open over there. He was
uncovered totally, but Frank noted so well the way that safety blitz was picked up on Larry Wilson. Beautiful. See the youngster?
All right, here's Zonka. I believe he's the one that picks up Larry Wilson, number 8. And Earl has plenty of time to throw, and I'm telling you, Otto Stowe is all alone. Old Thompson's having his trouble tonight. Mr. Stowe.
And Earl Morrill having quite a night. His second touchdown pass to Otto Stowe. He's 12 of 18, 210 yards. And the ageless one continues to roll on. The ageless? Well, I would call him ageless. Still has his crew cut. So now 5 receptions, 123 yards as we look at Caro Yepremian. Well, who is it against? Offside Cardinals. Apparently the whistle had blown, contact hadn't been made, the whistle blown before the ball had been snapped. So we'll do it again. Yepremian looking for the 31st Dolphin point. There it is. So the Miami Dolphins extend their lead 31-10 over the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll be back in the Orange Bowl right after this message.
Sooner or later, you're going to try a small white owl. A small white owl. And when you do, we gotcha. Maybe we'll get you with a white owl miniature. Is that a real cigar, huh? Oh, you like a Ted? The White Owl Demi-Pick. Either way, you know we're going to get you.
Right now is the time for winter tires. And at your Goodyear service store or participating dealer, you can get Goodyear Sure Grip winter tires with 192 deep, rugged cleats to give a big grip at this low price. Goodyear, America's best-selling winter tires.
Caro Yepremian sets it up. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the game. On your left, Bobby Moore. On your right, number 32, Leo Hayden. And Bobby Moore will have an opportunity, and watch the stride of this man. And he strides out to about the 27. Where he's nailed rather convincingly by number 57, Mike Colon. Number 60, also there, Al Jenkins.
As this game begins to grind down, Giffer, with slightly more than 6 minutes left, in retrospect, it's gone about as expected. Miami a little sluggish in the first half, putting things together in the second half. Morrill mixing the pass with the run beautifully, 2 TD passes to Stowe. And they're just a good football team.
Solid in just about every way. All right, the flags go. Cardinals looking a little disorganized. I believe they might have taken too much time.
Miami. Excuse me, Frank. I was just going to say it's a helpless feeling to be down about 21 points and you're trying to regroup at this time of the game and say, look, I'm really I guess I'm talking about from the quarterback standpoint. Jim Hart's come in there late, had one picked off, run back for a touchdown. It has to affect your confidence, and I understand that this has been one of the problems in St. Louis is to get the right type of confidence or leadership that they're looking for all year. And here's a guy that has some ability. You got to wonder, well, what's going to happen to me next?
All right, he has 5 minutes and 44 seconds to find out. And it goes out to Leo Hayden, the screen. Dobra with a good block, and Hayden gets up to the 40-yard line.
I think we can expect Miami to give them the screens quite a bit. They're going to be playing, obviously, against not going to give them anything. Let's put it another way, that the screens should be open, maybe in the short zones, but these guys are going to be playing fairly deep. They're in a kind of a semi-prevent defense. And I'm sure Hart's aware of that also, but he's trying to get the ball down the field the best way he can. Get whatever points he can on the scoreboard. They need touchdowns, not field goals.
And right now, trailing 31-10. Hart sends both backs out of the backfield. Oh, and almost intercepted, and I believe caught. Yes, it was Bobby Moore with the quick hand. Mike Colon had his hands on the ball, and Bobby Moore very alertly came up with the reception. Down to the 47-yard line of the Dolphins.
We've talked about Bonacani a lot tonight, Frank, on an evening when he's been getting a lot of rest, seen very little action. In that piece yesterday, they called him the aging pro veteran. At 32, he doesn't like that.
It was funny listening to him talk about it yesterday. That I went from the youngster to the veteran to the aging veteran, and I can tell him that's the process. First and 10 from the 47. Hart trying one deep. Moore back there defending as he has been so many times. Johnny on the spot, number 25, Tim Foley.
He was just pretty well covered. He did make a good attempt to catch the ball. Bobby Moore, we've been talking about him tonight. Number 1 draft choice with awful lot of talent. That ball was thrown a long way, but you see Foley's right in there. He's trying to stay away from Moore's body so they won't call an interference call, but Moore almost went over the top there and picked that one up.
But Foley stayed right with him, and Moore is a swift. That coverage is beautiful.
All right, out comes one linebacker, and in comes Mumford. Mumford, who has already returned one interception for a touchdown in the Miami prevent defense. Second down and 10. The ball at the 47. Clock moving, 4:09. Lost the football. Miami recovers. Might be Baltimore, 65. It is. Baltimore with the recovery.
Cookman, he's a good one.
Well, we haven't had any complaints from St. Louis about not showing their highlights, and I would think that the management would be grateful.
Howard, you stop trying to make friends out in St. Louis.
I think the people in St. Louis are exceptionally good fans, as a matter of fact. They're disgruntled about that team. That's understandable, but they also understand the injuries that team has had. They'll be fair to Howell White.
3:43, clock moving. New quarterback is in the game, and this is Jim Delgado.
And he'll lend some interest to the late going here because he's a highly regarded young man. Shula thinks he's got a big future.
Throws left-handed, I believe, does he?
That he does. Also in there is Hubert Genn.
He had 4 out of 6 when he came in relief not too long ago. 2 of them were for touchdowns. 145 yards.
Did a taxi job all last year with Miami. Out of Tampa University. Zaka working hard. Miami goes on to meet New England next week, and then they go up to Yankee Stadium where they meet a pretty red-hot bunch of New York Giants. Had a scoring record yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles, and have had quite a record. Been a long time since the Giant team got into the 60s. But that is a club scoring record. Okay, on the third and short yardage, and look at the big man ball. Harry Zonka, what can you say? He just runs over people. Nothing subtle about him.
Over the 100-yard mark for the day, Frank. 15 carries, 108 yards. This team will probably get to its 206-yard average per game on the ground before time runs out.
And Zonka gets a standing ovation from 80,000 Dolphin fans. 2-minute warning. We'll be back in Miami after this.
Florida's Everglades. When a plane crashes here, it almost disappears from the face of the earth. And the passengers? They're usually found. It's something men like Bill Rambo make sure of.
We're now over the search area and beginning our search.
Bill is a Metropolitan Life salesman in Coral Gables, Florida, who flies search and rescue for the Civil Air Patrol in his spare time.
We have sighted the wreckage and now investigating.
Among Metropolitan salesmen, all 22,000, Bill Rambo's flying is out of the ordinary. But his idea of helping isn't.
Helicopter 23 Whiskers need assistance to pick up 2 survivors from wreckage.
Helping others is what Metropolitan people do on their jobs, and what a lot of them also do on their own time. At Metropolitan, we sell life insurance, but our business is life.
2 minutes remaining in the game. The Dolphins in command of the Cardinals, 31-10. Some of the more exuberant Miami Dolphin fans being a little discourteous, running out onto the field, fighting with the officers. We certainly would not show it. From the 33-yard line on 1st and 10, the Dolphins. And this is Ginn, Hubert Ginn. The old veteran.
Not a bad night considering the nature of the circumstances. Jackie Smith is a pro, no question about it.
Great competitor. Oh, he is. He couldn't care how far the Cardinals are down. He still gives it everything he's got. Okay, a 2nd down and 6 now. The ball resting at the 28-yard line of the Cardinals. Jim Delgazio.
Can't throw him much better than that.
Oh, he drilled that, Don.
Oh, catch him much better. That Otto is some kind of receiver.
Yeah, old Norm Thompson's going to remember this, but watch this kid right here. Sets real good, follows through. Watch that ball is right on target. Good move out there by Stoke.
Clock stop, 1:16. Miami threatened again. They lead 31-10. They've never been in trouble, although at halftime, their lead was only 10-3. Came back. Mumford returned an interception, 28 yards. Burns scored for St. Louis. But the Dolphins in complete control. Oh, Hubert Ginn gets a little upset.
There are a lot of weird people out here.
Dandy's referring to the fact that still another fan has run out on the field, and there have been many of them. There. Actually, it's not seemly even to show it.
Illegal procedure.
Might only encourage that kind of behavior.
Boy, look at that.
Yeah, they piled it up this half, Frank. That's the whole story. Second straight year down here in the Orange Bowl, fellas, we've had the Dolphins, and they've fought it on. Last year, they proved their worth when they crushed the Bears 34-3. And now they're quite possibly on their way to making it 38 points for the evening against the Cardinals. They lead 31-10, a minute 14 to go.
In the Dolphin huddle, the rookie from Tampa. Although he did taxi last year, he's rated as a rookie, Jim Delgazio. Charlie Lee down to about the 2.5-yard mark. And Otto Stowe, as Howard mentioned a moment ago, has had himself some night. 2 touchdowns. Great hands. A lot of promise.
He's averaged 24 yards per reception, Jeff. That may be better than you had in your last year.
I'll guarantee you. Clock moving, 42. The Miami Dolphin fans want more. Hubert Ginn. Larry Wilson, he's another man that won't quit on you. Is there, along with Hargrove. This is some kind of a player. Third active interceptor of the National Football Conference. Has 49 career interceptions.
The fans are booing. They want even more. But the Dolphins are going to let this clock run out. It's 5. It's 4. They're not seeking to pour it on any more than they have to.
And that's how it's going to wind up. The Miami Dolphins winning their 11th straight game. 31-10 over the St. Louis Cardinals. And this is some kind of football team. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl right after this message.
The Case of the Missing Diamond. Starring Ford Maverick.
Wow, if it isn't a Count. Nice car, yo. Maverick with the luxury decor option, huh? Vinyl roof, matching body molding, steel-belted radial tires. Looking for something, gentlemen? No, some lady just misplaced her diamonds, that's all. Diamonds? Individual reclining seats? Luxurious. Cut pile carpeting?
Look, European-type armrests.
Why count? There's even carpeting in the utility tray.
Gentlemen, if you're quite finished.
Okay, where are they?
My dear fellow, I haven't the foggiest.
One of these days, Count.
Nice color key wheel covers.
Wheel covers?
Hold it down.
Maverick for $73. Available now with optional 250 automatic or 302 V8 engine.
The executive producer of NFL Monday Night Football is Roone Arley. Coverage of tonight's game was produced by Chet Forty and Dennis Lewin, directed by Chet Forty and Joe Assetti. Our associate director, Jack Camp Gallivan. Technical directors, Bill Morris and John Broderick. Next Monday night, NFL football travels to San Francisco, where the Los Angeles Rams meet the San Francisco 49ers at 9 Eastern Time here on ABC. Once again, the final score, Miami winning its 11th consecutive game, 31, St. Louis 10. This is Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith saying so long from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. Air travel arranged through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, providing friendship service to 19 NFL teams.